Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 3, Book 28, Pilgrims Prevented. Volume 3, Book 28, Number 33. Narrated by Nafi. When Abdullah bin Umar set out for Mecca intending to perform Umrah, at the time of afflictions, he said, "If I should be prevented from reaching the Kaaba, then I would do the same as Allah's Apostle did. So I assumed the Ihram for Umrah as Allah's Apostle assumed the Ihram for Umrah in the year of Hudaybiyah." Volume 3, Book 28, Number 34. Narrated by Nafi. That Ubaydullah bin Abdullah and Salim bin Abdullah informed him that they told Ibn Umar when Ibn Azd Zubair was attacked by the army, saying, "There is no harm for you if you did not perform Hajj this year. We are afraid that you may be prevented from reaching the Kaaba." Ibn Umar said, "We set out with Allah's Apostle and the non-believers of Quraysh prevented us from reaching the Kaaba, and so the Prophet slaughtered his hadi and got his head shaved." Ibn Umar added, "I make you witnesses that I have made Umrah obligatory for me. And, Allah willing, I will go, and then if the way to Kaaba is clear, I will perform the tawaf. But if I am prevented from going to the Kaaba, then I will do the same as the Prophet did while I was in his company." Ibn Umar then assumed Ihram for Umrah from Dhul Hulayfa and proceeded for a while and said, "The conditions of Umrah and Hajj are similar, and I make you witnesses that I have made Umrah and Hajj obligatory for myself." So, he did not finish the Ihram till the day of Nahr, slaughtering, came, and he slaughtered his hadi. He used to say, "I will not finish the Ihram till I perform the tawaf, one tawaf on the day of entering Mecca, i.e. of Safa and Marwa for both Umrah and Hajj." Volume 3, Book 28, Number 35. Narrated by Nafi. Some of the sons of Abdullah told him, i.e., Abdullah, if he had stayed, and not performed Hajj that year. Volume 3, Book 28, Number 36. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Allah's Apostle was prevented from performing Umrah, therefore, he shaved his head and had sexual relations with his wives and slaughtered his hadi and performed Umrah in the following year. Volume 3, Book 28, Number 37. Narrated by Salim. Abdullah bin Umar used to say, "Is not the following of the tradition of Allah's Apostle sufficient for you? If any one of you is prevented from performing Hajj, he should perform the tawaf of the Kaaba and between as-Safa and al-Marwa, and then finish the Ihram, and everything will become legal for him which was illegal for him during the state of Ihram. And he can perform Hajj in a following year, and he should slaughter a hadi or fast in case he cannot afford the hadi." Volume 3, Book 28, Number 38. Narrated by Al-Miswar. Allah's Apostle slaughtered the hadi before he had his head shaved, and then he ordered his companions to do the same. Volume 3, Book 28, Number 39. Narrated by Nafi. That Abdullah and Salim said to Abdullah bin Umar, "You should not go for Hajj this year." Abdullah bin Umar replied, "We set out with the Prophet to Mecca for performing Umrah, and the infidels of Quraysh prevented us from reaching the Kaaba. Allah's Apostle slaughtered his budan, camels for sacrifice, and got his head shaved." Volume 3, Book 28, Number 40. Narrated by Nafi. When Abdullah bin Umar set out for Mecca with the intentions performing Umrah in the period of afflictions, he said, "If I should be prevented from reaching the Kaaba, then I would do the same as we did while in the company of Allah's Apostle." So, he assumed the Ihram for Umrah since the Prophet had assumed the Ihram for Umrah in the year of al-Hudaybiyah. Then, Abdullah bin Umar thought about it and said, "The conditions for both Hajj and Umrah are similar." He then turned towards his companions and said, The conditions of both Hajj and Umrah are similar, and I make you witnesses that I have made the performance of Hajj obligatory for myself along with Umrah." He then performed one tawaf between as-Safa and al-Marwa for both of them, i.e. Hajj and Umrah, and considered that to be sufficient for him and offered a Hadith. Volume 3, Book 28, Number 41. Narrated by Abdur Rahman bin Abu Layla. Kabir bin Ujra said that Allah's apostle said to him, "Kabir, perhaps your lice have troubled you." Kabir replied, "Yes, O Allah's apostle." Allah's apostle said, "Have your head shaved and then either fast 3 days or feed 6 poor persons or slaughter 1 sheep as a sacrifice." Volume 3, Book 28, Number 42. Narrated by Kabir bin Umrah. Allah's apostle stood beside me at Al-Hudaybiyah and the lice were falling from my head in great number. He asked me, "Have your lice troubled you?" I replied in the affirmative. He ordered me to get my head shaved. Kabir added, this holy verse, "And if any of you is ill, or has ailment in his scalp," 2.196, etc. was revealed regarding me. The Prophet then ordered me either to fast 3 days, or to feed 6 poor persons with 1 farak, 3 essays, of dates, or to slaughter a sheep, etc. Sacrifice, whatever was available. Volume 3, Book 28, Number 43. Narrated by Abdullah bin Markal. I sat with Kabir bin Ujra and asked him about the fidya. He replied, "This revelation was revealed concerning my case especially, but it is also for you in general. I was carried to Allah's apostle and the lice were falling in great number on my face. The Prophet said, I have never thought that your ailment, or struggle, has reached to such an extent as I see. Can you afford a sheep?" I replied in the negative. He then said, "Fast for 3 days, or feed 6 poor persons each with half a SA of food. 1 SA equals 3 kilograms approximately." Volume 3, Book 28, Number 44. Narrated by Abdur Rahman bin Abu Layla. Reporting the speech of Kabir bin Umrah, Allah's apostle saw him, i.e. Kabir, while the lice were falling on his face. He asked him, "Have your lice troubled you?" He replied in the affirmative. So, he ordered him to get his head shaved while he was at Al-Hudaybiyah. At that time they were not permitted to finish their ihram, and were still hoping to enter Mecca. So, Allah revealed the verses of Al-Fidya. Allah's apostle ordered him to feed 6 poor persons with 1 farak of food or to slaughter 1 sheep, as a sacrifice, or to fast for 3 days. Volume 3, Book 28, Number 45. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, "Whoever performs Hajj to this house, Kaaba, and does not approach his wife for sexual relations nor commit sins, while performing Hajj, he will come out as sinless as a newly born child, just delivered by his mother." Volume 3, Book 28, Number 46. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, "Whoever performs Hajj to this Kaaba and does not approach his wife for sexual relations nor commit sins, while performing Hajj, he will come out as sinless as a newborn child, just delivered by his mother."